Pretty standard
with the
draft.
Vex.
Very
Pretty
volatile
standard
lanes as
draft.
well, I'd say.
Yeah, somewhat, somewhat. I mean, it's up to Ornn to make mistakes for the top lane to be too volatile, I suppose, but we are potentially seeing a skill mismatch up there. So maybe Camille's going to be able to take advantage of anything that's going on. And the bill on Viego. It's annoying because we just got out of loading screen.
Yes.
So maybe this
I'm
maybe
going to
this
give
is
it to
difficult.
Jarvan because I'm a fan of that Fnatic Jarvan.
You gave it to Jarvan?
Yep. Look, I'm not a Fnatic fanboy, but sometimes some of those skins are quite good. Maybe the
Season
Nautilus as
1
well.
Freak's Basement world's winning skin, where it's just
Yep.
Jarvan in like an Adidas tracksuit. Meanwhile, you've got Ornn, who's like some like 1,000-year-old god of the woods. Fucking
Yeah, if you want a more
Bullhammer.
serious reply, I'd say Warden. Warden
No, I'm not
Nautilus.
trying to. I'm not trying to. I think it's. I respect your decision, of course.
I like some of the goofier skins. It gives a
For
bit of
sure.
lightheartedness to the game.
Yeah, I feel you. Goofy skins except for Pugmore.
Yeah, I think that is a
I
legitimately good skin.
You like Pugmore?
I think it's one of the better skins he has.
You gotta be kidding me, man. That thing's terrifying.
Terrifyingly cute, and you know, maybe that wins games.
Okay, so you like it for the competitive advantage it brings? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, people do like, oh, it's a pug. We can't all in on that, surely.
Fair enough. Here we go. Got both bot side starts, both junglers getting a pretty solid leash from their bot lane, so we're seeing them both path away towards the top side of the map, towards those grubs. See how that pans out early game. And yeah, Vex missing the first 3 minions. That's probably an FF on the side of FNB if I was them. But
Yeah,
looks like
you hate
looks
to
like they're
see
gonna keep
those
playing on.
minions getting away.
Yeah.
Especially with the early dominance of Oriana. Those Qs, she's got pots and biscuits.
Very.
She's not going to be easy to get out of lane.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm probably not as qualified. Nice hook coming out from the shocker, weaving it behind those minions. Early ignite, not sure if they're gonna be able to lay down much more. Putting it down for the poke, he gets hooked in return,
no.
but the level 1 Blitzcrank can't knock him off onto the turret. Flash is burned from Nautilus. Can already see that penchant for aggression coming out from the Oppenheimer bot lane. Really trying to make some moves on that Smolder, prevent those stacks from getting up. But we're seeing a 3 count from Viego.
That and might be coming forward early game.
Docker taking some unnecessary poke. He is positioned pretty far forward. A nice hook to get him away from the play, but the Blitzcrank follow-off is going to secure the kill. Who are they going to give it to? Noob got it. GG.
And it's for the ADC. That's what you want on the side of FNB, to give it to the early game Smolder.
Yeah, if the Smolder wasn't such a noob, I would agree with you. But unfortunately for the side of FNB, Smolder gets the kill, but that does mean they're going to trade priority in their top side, allowing Camille with her top prio and Jarvan to get in towards that blue buff. A nice chunk and a bit of defensive play from Vex is able to push out Jarvan temporarily, but the EQ back in.
That might be it.
MJK drops under turret to the Camille Ignite. Overstayed his welcome slightly in his own blue side jungle. Did not know the Camille was lurking over the wall. It's going to be kill and return. Oriana flash for no KP. That doesn't feel the best, but he manages to get the wave with right. Another nice hook from Cargilly, getting possibly quick twink into the team. Not enough follow-up damage from that early game Smolder, but doesn't hurt to lay down that poke. Still taking blue on vision. Jarvan unfortunately wasn't able to smite away from him. EQ's in. That's a winning fight for Viego. I honestly wouldn't have minded seeing him commit to that a little bit more.
I personally thought that Jarvan would have been taking the enemy blue when Viego was down bot ganking. Interesting turn of events though.
Yeah, that was interesting. Suppose maybe the level disadvantage scared off Viego for the time being. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing some action. We asked for action, we're getting some action. Maybe some of those personal vendettas coming in. You know?
I don't think these teams have any personal vendettas against each other, surely.
They're all friends here.
But these hooks are looking personal.
They are feeling personal, that's what I'm saying. And they're landing. Just unfortunately the Blitzcrank hooks have been a little bit more productive than the Nautilus hooks so far. Big wave crashing onto Deja Fool's turret, he clears a lot of it, gets a nice little trade back to Camille.
Perfect time for a zone, maybe a gank from Viego.
Yeah, definitely, that flashless Camille is something you can really look to abuse early game, but Viego is definitely trying to play towards his Smolder, which, you know, probably the right call for that late game insurance.
Camille is very good against tanks, so I don't know how she fares against Dawn, but it's not looking well for him. Let's see if he can scale into the late game though.
Yeah. Jarvan looking to take away the dragon right now. Hasn't been spotted by anything, Viego's moving up towards the grubs. Looks like there's going to be a free Mountain Drake, which is really nice to have early game, or secure early, but it's nice to have late game. Orianna continuing to bully that Vex a little bit in the mid lane, but not a huge CS discrepancy to show for it.
Let's see if Orianna comes online at 6. That's when a lot of kill pressure and roving potential really opens up for her.
Another Naught hook landed onto the Blitzcrank, but is he gone too deep? He does have the Jarvan circling around to follow up, but it's going to be a question of whether or not they're in a position to capitalize. Trades a lot of his health off and not much in return.
Thankfully, Senna does have some healing for him. I think they'll be
true.
back from the side of Dan.
Yeah, neither bot lane having based yet. It's interesting to see. Don't think Smolder's too upset about it. Being able to just chill in his lane.
No, you have a Senna who is running out of mana and half health engaged champ.
This might be the reset timer they were looking for. Things seem to have stabilized a little bit now. Not really much between these two teams.
7-minute mark. So
A 7-minute mark. Only main key discrepancy is that Mountain Drake for the side of Opbenheimer. But besides that, not seeing any massive CS differences. Unless you want to count the Smolder to Senna. Smolder's definitely sitting on some nice stacks, but he's getting that reset off now. It's like a plate going over the mill, right in the face of Ornn. Very disrespectful. Where are your manners? Takes the plate. Level 6
about the
things on
same
both
time that
jungles.
everyone starts getting their ultimates and starts playmaking.
Vex still flashless in the mid lane. I haven't really seen that be abused yet. Both mid laners flashless, which, whether the junglers are aware, could influence their next gank potential. Caruana fostering for a bot lane play. Does have his topside camps up, so if Viego finds out, he might be able to go take this away. Okay, big flash from the Shocker, hooks himself under the turret, but still manages to get the auto attack route onto the Smolder. Both jungler and support are having to flash out in exchange for Christian's flash and Blitzcrank's exhaust. Pretty
good reaction from FNB though.
Yeah, nice reaction from FNB, being able to claim some summoner spells of their own back in exchange. But Smolder Flash is a pretty pivotal one, and if they are able to now look for a play, we're seeing Jarvan pass straight back down there. Could be really big in interrupting that stacking that he's had so much free time to do.
Yes.
So far in the game.
Yes, be very careful now
going for an immediate repeat.
Skirmishes without flash.
Jarvan sacrificing his topside rotation again in order to come down to look for this play. Meaning he's now given up a lot of CS towards Viego, who's just been farming non-stop. He's going the long way around. It looks like he might be spotted on 1 or even 2 wards on his way. FNB gonna respect that one. And yeah, this whole time Viego's managed to grab himself about 20 CS, 5 camp lead. He's sitting pretty.
That might be all the difference.
It might be. We've got the grubs coming up in less than a minute now. believe that FMB secured the first 3, so the third, or the second 3 is a pretty big difference with the double Void Grub spawns, so I'm sure they're going to try and prioritize that.
It's also Drake up soon. Be interesting
Yeah.
to see which one they prioritise.
Definitely. Jarvan going back once more just for a Ruby Crystal. And looking towards those grubs. No one's on them yet. MJK a little bit chunked in the mid lane. But he does have the ult to follow up on any potential fights. They're bringing the Nautilus up, so they're definitely looking to not give away the 6 grub buff to the side of FNB, and they're starting it now.
No, I don't think they can react in time on the side of FNB.
Yeah, definitely not. Might be able to establish some bot side prior for this dragon fight incoming there. Smolder getting some free plates. Doesn't seem like they're too upset about this turn of events. I think it's the right call for Opbenheimer to deny the 6 scrubs, but FB responding well by setting up the dragon. Getting Smolder some more economy.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think 6 void grubs are that much influential into the game state.
Depends what kind of game you're in. But it looks like Shocker just walking in, not really using any abilities and dying. Vex getting collapsed by the Jarvan, does drop, but Jarvan is going to drop in exchange to Smolder. We're seeing Orianna die on the backside of the fight, Senna flashes away, but it's followed up by a flash from Ornn into the Viego, kill secure, and that is a pretty clean fight from FMB, taking down 3 members, securing themselves the second dragon. Sheesh.
I couldn't put it better myself. That was very one-sided, that felt like.
Yeah, I mean, FMB was set up accordingly. Shocker was going in, trying to secure some vision.
Very nice hook from Kogilo as soon as that, before he teleports.
Great hook to punish. The teleport, as we know, always spawns you directly behind the turret, so certain champs can take advantage of that, like the Blitzcrank, get a pretty reliable hook. Smolder possibly overextended the mid lane without enough vision. Shocker hooks in to try and get towards him. Smolder flashless, but the shutdown of the moment is going onto the Nautilus. And the crowd goes, ooh.
And that's not what you want to see. As much as Ben does like killing the Smolder, I think a lot of other carries on the side of Ben could use that kill a lot more.
Yeah. Seeing a potential engage from the Camille onto the Vex, doing some solid damage. Fierce peels himself away. Nothing really committed. Vex is probably going to take a reset as Ornn goes to pick up that wave. With that big shutdown going on to Nautilus, what do you think about the pivot from tank support Nautilus to full crit? Because if I was...
I'm more of a fan of AP Nautilus, and I keep reminding my friend who plays a lot of Nautilus when he steals a lot of the kills to just run it and go AP. You know?
Seeing Jarvan commit the ult onto the Ornn, but this guy's way too tanky. I really don't think they have damage. Level 7 Jarvan, not even got his first item yet. He's pretty behind in momentum compared to this Viego. But yes, I think to even out the damage profile, AP Nautilus, maybe some Ludens, maybe some Deathcat action. I think that's probably that would be the way I would go, and it sounds like the way you'd go as well. But
maybe it's time for a mid laner to try AP Nautilus. We've seen it being played in pro occasionally. Maybe it's time to bring it to UNL.
Yep. Fuck it. We AP Nautilus. Are you familiar with the... Actually, never mind. Never mind. There's a pretty famous AP Nautilus from this, but it's a story for another day.
Yeah, it's best to focus on the game at hand. See
Definitely
if FNB can maintain their lead.
Yeah, a nice ward is going to... Yeah, nice ward's going to spot out that gank before it's able to make it happen. Jarvan ultless as well. The way they're playing up so far indicates a level of desperation to me. Really trying to make something happen. Where plays have failed so far. But yeah, despite the evenness kind of across all roles, we really have seen the jungle role balloon in this CS lead. Voltaic Cyclosaur on the center. I'm not a center aficionado by any means. We're seeing an Orianna ult committed onto the Vex. Good chunk. Nice flash to get Vex away from the play. Vex lands the ult on the Jarvan. Diego is able to follow up and commit. Take the kill on the Jarvan. Also going to get killing Orianna. Double for Hawksbill. They burn all of those cooldowns right at the start of the fight. Just managing to kill off the Vex, and then it left them really open to getting the Viego to lock down both kills.
I respect the ballsy Vex re-engage with her ult though.
Hell yeah. Beef was backed. And we're going to see that Viego snowball continue to propagate. Going to be accelerated towards that second item. We get a stack check on the Smolder and maybe the center as well. 152 for the Smolder, pretty solid. 75 away from that Fabled, and 32 for center.
Both are scaling up pretty well.
Yeah, I'd definitely say the Smolder seems to be faring a little bit better so far. 160 CS, solid amount of stacks. We're gonna see another stereotypical performance from Christian Simeone. Safely scaling up, safely delivering the damage in the team fights. But we are seeing Oppenheimer get to this dragon first. FNB not really in a position to respond.
They're very good from that turn, Ben. 5 men in the Drake, securing their second Drake up again.
Yeah, I didn't really lose too much in exchange. What did you say, Harry? Why are you so toxic, man? First it's the cannon, you feel obliged to point it out, and then it's the EQ. Why don't we lift them up instead of bring them down? How about we reframe it? Instead of saying he misses EQ, you could say, maybe Luke Caruana has room to improve on his mechanics, but he's doing a great job. Why don't you say something like that instead? That's just my personal opinion. Oh, stream doesn't hear Harry. Stream doesn't hear Harry, so I'm just talking to myself. The voices. We see a big shutdown onto Diego. Camille's looking to extend this play to go for the Ornn.
Camille is overextended though. The rest of FNB are there to answer.
Vex TP's in, delivers some damage down onto Luke Caruana. A nice re-engage from Jarvan and Orianna with the ultimate combos, but they don't quite have the damage thresholds to take down the Vex. Jarvan's just going to fall for his efforts.
You want to ult into that.
Martin is a certified bitch boy, not taking the R2 to kill himself to Orianna.
As a certified gold mid laner, I would have definitely taken that Vex ult too.
But that's going to take him out of the
Orianna.
Take him out of the player of the game running, because we've learned he has no balls. And yeah, another nice, clean, clinical execution on the skirmish from the side of FMB, turning that misplay from the Viego into a pretty commanding victory. And we're seeing this 4-1 and 3 Smolder, 250 gold bounty, probably nearing that 225 stack threshold. I'm struggling to see if they're gonna, really have the damage or the follow-up to be able to stop this guy running over the late game team fights.
I mean, between a Fed Smolder with ornaments and Blitzcrank hook, very dangerous indeed.
Definitely, because this Smolder champ, I know you said it's weak early, but it's pretty hard to punish, and the late game is so crazy. I really think it's kind of a problematic character. He's like, because I think a big part of it as well, there's not really any skill shots. Like his W and his ult, they're like fake skill shots. Like, put it in the general direction, it's probably going to hit. The Q is not a skill shot, so it's kind of just like if Ezreal was point and click and so became Kale at like level 16. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, we're really seeing the power of Smolder on display, and we haven't even reached his real power point. Bill has got Camille between a rock and a hard place.
It's favourable for him.
doesn't.
And that's another kill for Bill.
I'll agree with you on that diagnosis. Not favourable for the Camille right there. Does not live with his life. Does not pass go, does not collect $200. Goes right back to base. Demon split push from Oriana here though. Almost gets a turret down. Asia Full says.
If she can get that turret, that'd be a nice bit of gold for her to scale into the late game.
It would, it would. They need it. They need that damage. They don't really have much threats coming in.
Doesn't matter how far behind you are, 3
Established
Oriana does hurt.
On the turret by ulting it once into the Cataclysm on Deja Full. Deja Full has his ult available the whole time, opts not to use it, drops after a pretty extended trade. Pretty nice play from Luke Caruana. Definitely getting some gold into the places they need to be. Taking advantage of the fact that Full was maybe a bit overextended. And enough time to get to the dragon.
Fight though, I do believe that Smolder has got her execute stacks.
Oh god, Thanos has arrived. What do you think, from this position, Oppenheimer need to do to stabilize this game and claw themselves back in a bit more?
I think picks are the name of the game here. I think you have to find one person isolated and initiate on them. Maybe get a kill, maybe get some shutdowns along the way.
And Camille went in 1v3. Team weren't really feeling following her arm, so she dies on her own. Viega picks up the Camille clone, goes into the fight. Pretty back and forth trade right here, but all 5 members of FNB are pleasant. Smolder's here with his execute stacks, looking to take over this team fight. We see 2 drop to those Elder executes. It's going to be the fourth dragon of the game. Yeah, Smolder just went completely untouched. He arrived late to the fight, but it meant that most of the cooldowns on the side of Oppenheimer were already down. That Camille backline dive threat didn't really exist. And that's going to be a dragon, and it seems they might be setting their sights on a Baron immediately afterwards. Very clean so far.
Yep, classic Drake to Baron call. No jungler. And
Bennett chilling.
They have enough damage to burst this down. So.
Bennett taking a paid vacation in the bot lane right now. Says, fuck you guys. Bunch of inters, they can have the Baron. Decides to wake up and is actually making their way across the map right now, but the Baron is already dead. Shocker goes in a little bit late on his ones. As a delivery system for the ball, but there's just not really the damage there to secure any.
Shocker, an interesting engage after the Baron has already died, but...
That's my goat. That's my goat right there. The Shocker. Yeah, unfortunate one, unfortunate one. And yeah, we've seen the Smolder online, we've seen Viega online, we're seeing the other members of the team doing their jobs, facilitating these guys to collect the kills. And
Vex is putting in some work, and Ornn is being a menace in the front lines in these fights.
100%, and he just scales up so quickly. He's already so difficult to take down, even only completed 1 item. And who is there to stop them as they power down this mid lane, collect some turrets?
Meanwhile, on the side of Ben, they have a Camille in the bot side and a
nice
Jarvan
objective bounty.
jungle.
Those are great to pick up when you're behind. Camille at her 2-item spike, pretty threatening. 3 items I feel like is when she really starts to take off. But unfortunately, Smolder's already there, and a nice rotation. They've got a wave almost set up in the top side to try and take this tier 2, and a lot more standing gold. And they're really just choking out Oppenheimer at this point.
Yep,
Not
they're
really
just
giving them any
manning the tier 2s, opening up their enemy side of the map a bit more.
Great hook from Cargilly,
Nice
lands
hook.
on Camille. A nicely buffered E gets her out at a dodge. But yeah,
I
just
think that just shows mastery of the champion. That was a very well mechanic save from Camille.
yeah, definitely one of those champions where you can kind of buffer the CC as it comes in, just so get yourself out there if you time it right. And yeah, we're seeing FNB move as a really cohesive unit, something we've seen a lot from them this season. Objective after objective, really picking up the pace of this game. And we're going to need to see something creative from Oppenheimer to get a foot back in the door.
It might be too late for that. I'm looking at the side of Ben, and Senna is down at 100 CS.
Yeah,
That's not looking too good in the team fight department.
damage
Especially
is
with
not really there.
unfortunate one to say.
So we hear from the cast, from the production team, only 50 stacks on the center. Smolder really flexing his muscles right here, just melting that Camille. We see a ult follow from the Vex. Is he going to take this one? He better.
He should.
He doesn't.
Maybe not. Maybe
Pathetic.
funny if we saw her.
Nice Oriole into center ult
Center
combo.
ult.
We do see some nice damage spread across the team, but Smolder is untouched, laying down those
This is where the
Qs.
supports play a pivotal role. One hook from either of these teams. And
Beat,
there are
ask, and you shall receive. We see a good support player hit a hook, and then a bad player on the jungle, the Bill, miss a Nautilus hook. Very embarrassing.
Bill clearly not very confident with the support hooking champions.
Bill clearly not very good at the game as a whole, if I had to say, but he's being carried by his team right now. Good for him. See him walk up pretty aggressively, gets CC'd by the center, tries to grief his Vex by ulting the root onto her, but gets out of there. Cleans up some of these camps, starving the Jarvan even more than he already has been. We're seeing 110 CS difference in the jungle, 4 levels. Really feeling a little bit unrecoverable. Oh, so we see a nice bit of vision allow a potential pick onto the Viego as he walks right into the Nautilus. Nautilus is
And
completely
it looks
unaware,
like he's
apparently.
out, and they've gone the complete wrong way.
I mean, I'm not really sure what the Shockers saw in that situation. Maybe the Bill slipped him some money under the table, said, "Oh, let me out of here, Chief."
I think the Shocker is playing 5D chess when we're just
And we're
simply
seeing
just playing
Jarvan make a desperation play, EQ in into immediate flash out as he realizes
Smolder
that the
comes in.
Blitzcrank has
Oriana ult
backup.
is used, but doesn't have much effect.
Flash to pick up the kill on the center from the
FNB
Vex.
simply.
Nice
And he
ult follow
goes in
up.
on this ult! Oh, amazing Vex play.
He did it finally. The Flash Q style points from Robert Cargill.
Smolder just simply
Could this
picks
be it?
up those kills.
And the Camille 1v5. Question we'll have to ask
Only
ourselves.
time will tell.
Only time will tell.
It's now or never,
Yeah, Ornal
man.
come out. Everything's missing. Camille's taking a chance to get in there. The Shocker is alive. He's in this.
Shocker has altered.
The Shocker has arrived. Martin Juicy King almost taken down, but we're seeing so much Smolder damage. One takes down 2. 3 members of Opbenheimer dead right now. 4 members with the Shocker
That
taken
will
down
be
for
the
the 8th
game.
time. And that's going to be GG for FMB. Round of applause. Very, very spectacular gameplay from the guys.